Hi, Allison here on the Also Sensitive channel, and I am back with another video, second video in a series I just started, which is my underrated perfumes series. In the first video in this series, it was because someone requested it, but when I was editing the video, I realized that most of my perfumes in that video were either discontinued or celebrity perfumes. So I felt like I needed to do another video to cover perfumes that people can find, perfumes that people can have access to. So most of these perfumes are designer perfumes, so that is the theme of this video. My top top 7 underrated designer perfumes. So if you're interested in that, then stay tuned. In no particular order, let's start with Jimmy Choo Floral. I have taken all of these out of the box already, but here's the box. And here's the perfume. And here are the notes. Okay, so this is Jimmy Choo Floral, the Eau de Toilette. I think it only comes as an Eau de Toilette. But this one was created by Louise Turner. It is available as a 40, 60, and 90 millimeter eau de toilette. So the top notes are nectarine, bergamot, and tangerine. The middle notes are apricot blossom, sweet pea, and magnolia. And for the base notes, we have woody notes, ambroxan, and musk. So this is Jimmy Choo Floral. Off the top of my head, as far as what I remember to describe it, this is a fresh fruity floral. It's an eau de toilette. The thing that I like about this perfume is that it's very fresh. It smells fresh, it smells fruity, so it has sweetness. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I'm drawn to sweetness. So it has sweetness, but not a lot of candiedness, so it still smells very ladylike. It doesn't smell childish. Some people may think that a fruity floral, a fresh fruity floral, is childish, but in my opinion, this is one that's perfect for summer. It's light and fresh enough to work well in the summer, but it smells so bright. That's what I like about it. The fruitiness and the freshness in this is just very bright. I'm not really drawn to scents that are fresh and cold smelling as much as I'm drawn to scents that are fresh and bright smelling. Dolce & Gabbana's light blue is fresh and cool. This one is fresh and bright and refreshing. It smells like a drink that will just perk you up and make you feel better. You know how when it's hot outside, and it's really hot right now in Alabama, and you're craving something to drink, the sensible thing is to drink some water. But a lot of times you're craving something beyond just water, something more than just water. You're craving something that's refreshing. For a lot of people in the South, that might be sweet tea. But a lot of times, myself, I'm craving something that, a fruit juice. This smells like the fruit juice you would want to drink in the summertime. Very sparkling, bright and fresh, as I said before, but it also has that florality to it, of course, because it's called Jimmy Choo Floral. But again, the reason I think this one is not as popular is because the lasting power is not that great. I'm able to get about 4 to 6 hours because I spray the heck out of this. Just, I drench myself in it, and then I usually layer it with a Elizabeth Arden perfume called Elizabeth Arden Sunflowers. I think Dream Petals is one that I use, and I think I also sometimes layer it with the Nectarine Tea Blossom. I might be saying the whole name wrong because it's a really long name, but basically this lasts on me great when I layer it. So if you're looking for something that's fresh, bright, perfect for summer, consider Jimmy Choo Floral. This is what the bottle looks like. The only caveat is, even though I got this at full price, if I had to do it again, I would try to wait until it was on Fragrance Net. So if this is on Fragrance Net at a discounted price, then definitely pick this up. I don't know that I recommend it for full price because, again, the lasting power is not that great. You have to overspray, and I usually layer it with something else. But if you're looking for something to layer, a lot of people find perfume layering fun. I'm one of those people. So if you're looking for a perfume to use for perfume layering, this works great. The next perfume I have, let me show you the box, is La Mia Perla by La Perla. And this is what the bottle looks like. In regards to the fragrance pyramid, according to La Perla, this is actually more of a fragrance circle. They claim that this scent abandons the classic fragrance pyramid structure in favor of a circular structure, resulting in a rich symphony that is both infinite and unchanging. So within this circle of this circle of fragrance notes, you have sparkling mandarin and white pepper, jasmine sambac and white peony, as well as orris and silky suede and ambrox. And then it also has sandalwood and muscanone, a very powerful musk with 2 facets, slight animalic. And that's it. So that is the fragrance composition for La Mia Perla. It is a circular composition instead of a triangular or pyramid-like composition. Okay, the main reason this perfume is underrated is because I feel like not many people have heard of it. La Perla is not a brand that I see a lot in American stores. It is a designer. Is it designer really? Well, La Perla is an Italian lingerie brand. So that may be the main reason why. Here in America, when it comes to lingerie, for the longest time, the go-to store was Victoria's Secret. Now, as Rihanna's reign continues to expand, a lot of people immediately think of Savage and Fenty when it comes to lingerie. If Savage and Fenty had a line of body sprays, I actually think they would do really well. As far as Rihanna coming out with another line of perfumes, she's probably going to do that through her Fenty luxury line. But anyway, I digress. La Mia Perla is a very soft, sensual scent, but not sensual in the way that we would normally think. Normally, maybe this is an American way of thinking. When we think of a sexy perfume, we think of something that smells delicious, that smells gourmand-like, that smells biteable. We think of things that smell like they would entice your man to, I guess, want to bite on you because it smells like food. But smelling like food is not really the only way to smell sexy or sensual. It doesn't even have to be the go-to way. That's just one way for something to smell sensual. But this smells sensual in a soft, seductive way. This is a subtly seductive woman. This isn't a vixen. This isn't the type of girl who walks into the room and saunters and takes over the space. This is the woman whose seductiveness sneaks up on you. You don't see it coming. This is the chick who could like end up snatching a man on the low. Like he doesn't realize she's about to snatch him until it's too late or whatever. If she's not snatching a man, then this is the scent of a woman who is married. She's married and her man just loves the fact that no one would really guess just how sensual she is from looking at her. Like she might be a teacher, she might be a pastor's wife, you know, like very sophisticated lady whose sexuality is not worn on her sleeve. But when she's at home, her man is already excited at the thought because he knows that his at-home wife is a totally different woman from the persona she shares with the world. But even then, she's still sophisticated, she's still subtle. Like she just knows how to capture and enchant him. This smells like a capturing and enchanting woman. Beyond that, to describe what it actually smells like, it has a powdery smell, a vanilla smell, and it has a skin-like smell. So this probably has musk, some type of powdery flower, maybe iris, and vanilla. I'm just guessing. I already showed you guys the notes and just talked about it in my voiceover. But if I were trying to guess what was in here from just smelling it, some type of powdery floral, maybe iris, and vanilla and musk, because musk can give you that skin-like smell. I think another reason this one is underrated is because it's so subtle. This doesn't punch you in the face. This doesn't immediately wow you. The sillage is not that great, even though the lasting power is pretty nice. But it sticks close to the skin and it sticks well to clothing. So this is more like, I just picture a woman who's wearing a white negligee And you can smell this on her negligee. You can smell this on her skin. And the reason you get to smell this on her skin is because you're very close to her and she trusts you to be close to her. So if you are looking for something like that, like you want something that's soft and sexy but understated, then consider La Mia Perla by La Perla. Because this one is so soft, you can wear this to the office. Somebody would have to be really close to you to smell it. But once they smell it on you, I actually think you'll get compliments from it. Even though, again, like I said, it's not your typical gourmand or your typical take over the room sexy perfume. I feel like when people smell this on you, they're going to compliment you. This has oak moss in it. I can smell it now as I continue to smell it. Yeah, this has oak moss. So that's the other thing. It has some earthiness to it. Some people don't like earthiness. But if you like Chloe Nomad or Chloe Nomad, you might like this one because Chloe Nomad is a shipper. It has oat moss in it as well. This is probably a shipper and it has the oat moss. And oat moss can just give like that down to earth note to a perfume. You just come off as a very down to earth, stable woman maybe. And stable in her mentality. Like stable in she knows who she is. She knows what she wants out of life. No one can really rock her away from her morals and her beliefs and her personal philosophy. So that's another note to this perfume. Not just an actual fragrance note, but just another point of view about this perfume. But let's move on to the next one. So this is Dolce Garden. Here's the box. Here's the perfume. Okay, this is Dolce Garden by Dolce & Gabanna. It's from their Dolce line. They also have the regular Dolce perfume. I think they also have Dolce Peony and then Dolce Rosa Excelsa. For the top notes in this, we have Neroli, Magnolia, and Mandarin Orange. For the base notes, for the middle notes, we have Frangipani, Coconut, and Ylang Ylang. For the base notes, we have almond milk, vanilla, and sandalwood. And the vanilla is actually Vanilla Absolute. Dolce Garden is such an amazing perfume. Don't hear many people talking about it, but the people who I have heard talk about it, they do rave about this perfume. I have read some reviews on Fragrantica. The reason that I think this perfume isn't as popular is partly because of the name. When people read Dolce Garden, because of the current era we are in with perfumes, particularly the era influenced by Gucci Bloom. When people hear something like Dolce Garden, they're expecting something to be like an overwhelming, punch you in the face floral, maybe even a white floral. That's not the case with Dolce Garden. It doesn't smell like a white floral garden for sure. If it smells like a garden, it smells like a Mediterranean garden or maybe more of a tropical garden. Let me spray this right quick. But this one is so feminine, so flirty, so pretty. This is a pretty, feminine, flirty perfume. I definitely smell the coconut. I smell some other fruitiness to it, some sweetness. I can smell that it has flowers in it. I can't pick out the flowers from just smelling it. So this is also well blended, you might say. But this one is it's one of my favorite perfumes to wear. It is honestly one of my favorite perfumes to wear. Whenever I go out of town, I take this with me, and you can see how much I have used. I am almost halfway through this bottle. Whenever I wear this, when I first spray it, I do get a lot of compliments. The sillage is off the chain. It takes over the room. Whenever I've been complimented on this perfume, it's as soon as I enter the room and before I get near the person who compliments me. I enter the room and people will say, "Oh, what are you wearing? Is that you? That smells good." So this is an easy compliment getter. I think this is one that will be easily appreciated by men and women. Men will love the way this smells on you. Women will love the way this smells on you. That coconut in here is creamy and nice. I have a friend who hates the smell of coconut and she likes the smell of this perfume. So even if you think, well, I hate coconut, go ahead and give this a try if you get a chance. I have seen this on sale at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, not really Marshall's because Marshall's is an hour and a half away from me, but TJ Maxx and Ross. When I've been in there, I have actually seen this end up in there. So if you are in Ross, TJ Maxx, any discount store really, even fragrancenet.com, if you see this, I say get it. I think it's a pretty easy blind buy. Even if it's not your signature scent, I feel like so many people will like this perfume. But if you're the type of person who's uncomfortable with blind buys, I get it. So don't engage in blind buying just because I said so. If you're the type of person who likes to blind buy, I like to blind buy. I'm a daring person in that way. If you like to blind buy, consider blind buying Dolce Garden. So this next one, I think I've never heard anyone talk about this. When I purchased this, it was because it was at, where was it? It was at TJ Maxx. I was out of town and I had forgotten to bring perfume with me. So I just went to TJ Maxx to get a perfume to wear. So I picked this one because it was one of the cheapest ones there, because I was just kind of like, I'm not in the mood or even mentally prepared to spend $20, $30, $40 on perfume. I just need something to wear today. So I saw this one, looked it up on Fragrantica. I was like, cool, it works. This is Kahai White Flora Eau de Parfum by The Body Shop. Okay, this is Kahai by The Body Shop. It is from their Elixirs of Nature collection. It is considered a white floral bouquet starring the Kahai flower. For the top notes, we have pink pepper, mandarin orange, and grapefruit. For the middle notes, we have tiara flower, jasmine, and white flowers. And then for the base notes, we have amber, praline, and vanilla. So not quite a designer brand, but I still wanted to include it just because I didn't include it in the first video. This is what the box looks like. Let me actually smell it so I can remember. It's been a while since I've worn this, but when I first bought it, I kind of overdid it for a few days. Like, I think I wore this like 3 days in a row because I ended up being surprised with how much I liked this. Okay, this one, I definitely see why it's underrated. This one is not an easy sell, in my opinion. I feel like there are some people who would smell this and be kind of like, oh, that makes me sick a little bit. It's almost sickeningly sweet, especially when you smell it on the note card and when you first spray it. When I first spray this, I don't really like it. But what I like about it is that when that opening calms down, it's a very soothing, comforting, sweet white floral. I don't get compliments when I wear this, but I do get more hugs when I wear this. So something about it, I think, makes people just want to hug you, be close to you. Something about it is cozy and comforting. This, I think it may have amber in it, but I also think that this one works for both spring and summer, and also for fall. You could even maybe make this work in the winter. So that's the main thing I have to say about this. As far as the lasting power, when it has a decent sillage, because the sillage on this is decent, not amazing. When it's in the midst of its decent sillage, that phase lasts about maybe 4 or 6 hours. It lasts a while, especially if you layer it on top of a white floral body lotion. I layer it on top of 1 in a Million by Bath & Body Works. After that, it's close to the skin, but it still lasts a long time. And it sticks to your clothes forever. Like, once you wear this, the next time you pick up that dress, if it's not to the point where it's going into the dirty clothes pile, whether it's your dress or your shirt or whatever, you're gonna smell this perfume and you're gonna feel like, well, I just gotta go get that perfume. Because this one also is not for layering. This does not mix well with other perfumes. So before I mentioned the perfume that if you like layering, that's a good perfume to have. If you like layering, this is not the perfume for that. Wear this one by itself. Don't layer it, mix it with another perfume. Only layer it on top of a lotion, body lotion that has some notes in common with it, just so it can increase the lasting power in the sillage. It's also spicy. I can smell some spiciness in here. But this is sweet, creamy, gentle, and spicy, and long lasting. So if you're into that, consider Kahai White Flora by The Body Shop. The next one I have is Signorina Eau de Toilette by Salvatore Ferragamo. That's the box. This is the bottle. Such a cute, precious little bottle. This is definitely made for displaying. Here we have the Signorina Eau de Toilette by Salvatore Ferragamo. For the top notes, we have grapefruit and lychee, or lychee. For the middle notes, we have rose and rice. And for the base notes, we have milk mousse and cashmere. Okay, this one is in the same family as Jimmy Choo Floral. Kind of a fresh, fruity, floral, refreshing as well. The thing with this one that makes it different from Jimmy Choo is that it actually lasts quite a while, but it sticks close to the skin on me. So that's surprising that an eau de toilette would last that long, especially on me. Most of the time on my skin, eau de toilettes don't last unless it's from certain brands like Elizabeth Arden. But this one smells, getting a little bit anosmic from smelling so many perfumes. I should have brought some coffee. But this one smells almost watery, fruity, floral, not as bright as Jimmy Choo Floral, but it has some brightness to it. It smells feminine and flirty. The reason I think this one is underrated is because of the Salvatore Ferragamo line. I think people are more into Signorina, the Eau de Parfum, obviously because it probably lasts longer, but I think the composition of that one is a little different. It's not just the stronger version of this one. I think it has some different notes as well. But I feel like when people are buying a Signorina Salvatore Ferragamo perfume, they go for the Eau de Parfum. So I think that's the reason that one's underrated. But if you see that one at a good price and you want something that's light, fresh, and summery or springy, then definitely consider that. I'm almost at the end, guys. This one is taking quite a while. Okay, my battery died. Had to take a break while I charged up. But I have 2 more perfumes left. So it died close to the end. So this is Sun de Gioia by Giorgio Armani. Here we have Sun de Gioia Eau de Parfum by Giorgio Armani. In the top notes we have freesia as well as bergamot. In the middle notes we have jasmine sambac, ylang ylang, and frangipani. So I was right. I'm looking at pictures and guessing on Fragrantica. Okay, so in the base notes we have ambroxan, benzoin, iris, and vanilla. This is a designer perfume that I don't hear a lot about, but it's one of my, okay, so I want to say it's one of my favorite perfumes, but I don't wear it that much. But it's a favorite in that I won't let this leave my collection. I'm not going to get rid of it. I don't see myself ever trading it, especially because they just recently discontinued it, which I know this is supposed to be the video where I don't discuss discontinued perfumes, but because this one was just recently discontinued, it's still widely available on your discount perfume sites. So Sun de Gioia, I think the reason that this one is underrated is because from what I've read, it is actually a close dupe of another perfume that came out before it. So I think that's also the reason they discontinued it. Armani wanted to have a perfume that's a little bit more unique because they replaced it with another perfume in the De Gioia line. The other reason I think this one isn't as highly discussed or talked about is because it has a very thick creaminess to it. But it smells like summer. It smells like summer, but it's thick and creamy. So most of the time when you have a summer perfume, you don't want something that's thick in the heat because that can get a little cloying and sickly feeling for some people. But this one is thick. It's definitely thick. It has a thick smell, but it smells like you should wear it in warm weather. I have worn this in the winter because of how thick it is. It carries well in the winter, it performs well in the winter, but it smells like summer. It smells like sunshine. It has coconut in it, it has ylang ylang in it. It smells almost like suntan lotion. It just smells like you're outside in the summer with just surrounded in yellow. I mean, that's why the juice and the bottle have golden elements to it. But because it's so thick, I think some people can get overwhelmed by wearing it in the summertime. So I think that's the other reason I don't wear it as much. I have worn it a lot, as you can see. I went through a phase where I wore it a lot, because when I wear this, I do get complimented on it. Quite a few people have complimented me on this one. But like I said, how thick it is, it can almost like just take over your surrounding. So if you're looking for something that's a sillage monster, that performs in a beastly way, then definitely check out Son de Gioia. You might want to consider buying it blindly from the internet because it's discontinued, so there's not many places where you can sample it, but it may be still available on Scentbox in the, you know, small travel spray size like this. I haven't checked. I usually get my travel atomizers from Scentbox, but you know if there's some other ones that you subscribe to, check to see if they have it, and then maybe you can sample it before you buy it. But if you want to just blindly buy something, the fact that it's discontinued might end up making it more valuable to you later. Like once you get it in your collection, you might end up being like, well, I'm glad I have this since it's no longer available. And finally, last but not least, is one that I have in the sample size. This is Lent by Givenchy. I think some people pronounce it Givenchy. In the top notes, we have pear and bergamot. In the middle notes, we have jasmine sambac, orange blossom, and tuberose. And in the base notes, we have vanilla, ambroxan, vetiver, and patchouli. I know I'm going to talk about this in the next clip, but I think the darkness that I'm going to mention actually is coming from the vetiver and the patchouli. I do mention the darkness in this, and now as I'm reading the notes, it's definitely because of the vetiver and the patchouli. The spiciness is probably coming from the zestiness of that bergamot. It has a spicy smell to me. And as far as like the thickness of it, it's probably a combination of the fact that the middle notes are just dominated by white florals, but then the base notes also have that vetiver and that patchouli to just emphasize the thickness even more. Lent, this is a new reformulation. Lent has been around for a while. This is nothing like the original formulation that was made famous by Audrey Hepburn, but I love this perfume. And when I got the sample in the mail and tested it out, I immediately went to the internet to read what other people had to say about it. Not many reviews on it, not many people talking about it, but this one smells so good. Has orange blossom in here. The orange blossom in here reminds me of the orange blossom in La Vie Belle L'Eclat. That one has orange blossom as well. This one is thicker. It's not a summer perfume. If I had it, I would probably wear it in the summer at night if I were going to a nighttime event. But this is a perfume that I love so much and I want to add to my collection. It is described as a forbidden blend of a white flower and a dark accord, a resolutely underground flower. That is actually a perfect description because you smell the white florals in here, but it does have a very dark smell to it. Probably has patchouli. I don't know, I can't remember, but I probably have already mentioned it in my voiceover. But this one is spicy. It is almost fresh, but the spicy creaminess takes over and just kind of dampens the freshness that might come through from the citrusy notes in here. But it is very, almost just kind of fits in with the current popularity going on in perfumes as far as like what's popular right now. And it's surprising therefore that this isn't one that is talked about a lot. But this smells like you should definitely wear this to a nice evening event. You should not wear this in the office. If you wear this in the office, it needs to be an office where they don't mind perfumes and they don't mind perfumes that take over the room. And this more than just takes over the room. It's just so noticeable, not just taking over the room. But I want a bottle of this. I want the matching lotion and the matching shower gel. So I am currently saving up to try to get it around Christmas when they come out with the gift boxes. This is not sold at my local Belk dealers or Sephora, JCPenney. So I will have to order this online from somewhere like Nordstrom or Macy's, or maybe even Belk or Dealers Online if they have it online. Long story short, I'm getting this perfume. I'm getting this perfume. And to me, that proves how underrated it is, because like I said, it's not talked about that much. Okay, so that concludes the video. Thank you so much for watching and staying tuned and sticking with me. And if there are any other videos you are interested in, then just please let me know. If you are subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for subscribing. If you aren't subscribing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. Either way, if you liked the video, then hit the like button. Alrighty, see you guys in my next video. Bye.